Hi there, I'm Mike Mowry from Equal Exchange, and we're here today to show you how to make an AeroPress. So yeah, AeroPress is a little bit different than other brew methods. There is pressure involved with it, so it extracts the coffee a little bit different than a regular pour over where it's just gravity that's pulling the water through. We're actually going to use some force to push through. So there's a few different parts to the AeroPress. This is the chamber where the coffee and the hot water are going to go. This is the part of the AeroPress we use to push down through the bed of coffee and water. This is the filter basket that goes on the bottom, and the actual filter itself, which is a thin 2-inch paper disc. So the first step, you want to take this disc and put it in the filter basket like so. Then you want to get some hot water. Go ahead and put the filter basket and the filter over a cup, or you can do this over a sink. You just want to run some hot water through it. Just to preheat the basket and also to rinse out any paper flavors that might be in the filter itself. So that's good, we'll leave that just like that. There's several ways of doing an AeroPress, and everybody has different opinions on the best way to do it. At Equal, we like to do what's called the inverted method. So this is the non-inverted regular method where you just press down like so. But the inverted method, you start with it upside down. So I've got my coffee. I'm going to use a ratio of 17:1, which means I'm going to use 17 parts hot water to 1 part ground coffee. I'm going to go ahead. It's a pretty small brewing chamber, so for this one I'm going to do 15 grams of ground coffee. Freshly ground, of course. Okay, good. Just even that up. I'm going to go ahead and get some more hot water. So like with other brew methods that we use, water temperature is very important, and the quality of the water is important as well. You want your water to be between 195 to 205 degrees. It's the ideal temperatures for coffee extraction. So you want to tear out your scale and get your timer ready. So we're going to start with a 30-second bloom. I'm going to pour the water onto the ground coffee, and I'm going to give it 30 seconds to off-gas. You want to pour just enough to get it wet. Off-gassing helps to improve the consistency of the extraction when we pour the rest of the water. So it's been about 30 seconds. I have a stir stick right here. What I want to do is just make sure that all that coffee has gotten wet, and I want to reduce the size of that bloom a bit. There we go. So now I'm going to pour up the rest of the coffee, or the rest of the water, my apologies, to 235 grams. Now you want to do this pretty slowly with the AeroPress. At these quantities, it'll come right up to the brim. Up. So while I'm pouring, I'm watching the scale. Okay, so I've poured the total volume of water I need, which is 235 grams. Then I'm just going to do a few gentle stirs. So yeah, you want to give it a few stirs, and then you want to go ahead and put this filter basket and filter right on top. So if you remember the bloom, we poured the first bit of hot water on the grounds. That bloom was about 30 seconds. And then we poured the rest of the hot water up to 235 grams. We wait till 2 minutes on the steep time, and then we go ahead and flip the AeroPress over and plunge. So we're going to do that now. So you want to get your cup ready. You want to make sure you use a sturdy cup for this, because if it's not sturdy, it's going to crumble right under the pressure. So over it goes, right onto your cup, and you want to push down. You don't need to use a whole lot of force, it sort of runs itself, but just a little bit to keep it going. You'll hear a hiss when you get down to the filter. That's generally where I stop. Right there. Great, so there's your AeroPress, freshly brewed. Some people like to add a little bit of water to dilute it. The reason they do that is the amount of what we call total dissolved solids is a little bit higher in coffee made with an AeroPress because of the pressure applied during the extraction. Enjoy!